Hello, dancer. Welcome back to Dance Colleges and Careers. I'm your host, Brittany Noltemeyer, and today we are talking about that secret sauce to stage presence and what winners are doing differently. How can you take your routine where you're at right now that's fun, it's nice, polished, but turn it into that piece that everybody just goes, wow, to help you steal the stage. And heads up, this is just a little section of my fame method that we are unleashing in next week's episode because that is the 50th episode, a huge milestone for me. So let's do this. We'll dig into 3 things that winners do differently and give you a free worksheet to help you apply these as well. First off, I want to encourage you to go to the website page for this episode, which is my name, BrittanyNoltemeyer.com/49. And there, you scroll down, go to grab your worksheet, and you can follow along with us. All right, why stage presence matters. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. You can allow the judges to see past that sickled foot, see past that fall out of the aerial, and connect with you on a higher level. Judges and audiences feel you before they score you. So when you come on stage, you present yourself with your great posture and your strength and stability, and you're about to knock our socks off, we are already looking and trying to get a feel for you. So how can you add your secret sauce to your routine to be more than just the technician? I have a little story for you. This last weekend, I was in the bathroom at a dance competition. I met this student. This particular student was brave, and I could see she wanted to strike up a conversation. So I engaged, and we started talking about her production number. And she was very sweet and polite, but I could feel her nervous energy. And I was very proud of her for that. This small little conversation we had in the bathroom about her production number allowed me to get to know this dancer, this competitor, on a human level. And then throughout the weekend, when I would see her, I'm like, oh, hey, my bathroom buddy. I thought it was a really good example because when she would go on stage, I could see the human behind the dancer. And I was excited to see that because I had this small human interaction in the bathroom. That simple moment, that simple human connection allowed us to have a stronger bond, even though she probably has no idea. It had a big impact on me the rest of the weekend. I was looking for her in her routines. It's simple things like that allow you to be a winner outside of what you're doing exactly on those 2.5 minutes. What are 3 things that winners do differently? First of all, they own their entrance. Winners don't just walk, they arrive. Think of a dancer who strides out on stage like they've already won. Do you enter saying, oh no, I hope I do a good job? Or do you walk out saying, I'm going to nail this. I'm going to be awesome. I've got this in the bag today. I've got this. Step 1, they own their entrance. Step 2, they feel the story. And step 3, they finish strong. So in every song, in every story, we have a beginning, middle, and end. And I think a lot of times we make a mistake here. We only think about the beginning and we don't think about where we're going, where it's going to end. You have to take a step back and figure out what happens. What happens in the story? If a person starts writing a book, they don't just start writing random characters and plot lines. It's not random. They have to have an end game in sight. We need to work in reverse. So what happens at the end of your story? Do you win? Do you lose? Is it a standoff? What is the conclusion of your story? And then how can we go backwards from that? So if it's something where we lose, our body language in general for that ending pose. If we lose, it's more likely that we're going to have our head down. We'll be here, introverted head. But if we're the loser, we usually don't end up and out powerful like this. If we're the winner, that's often how we finish that story. I actually saw an amazing routine this weekend. It was amazing, probably one of the top soloists. And the ending turned it off for me. I was like, that was so good, but your ending doesn't make any sense. Okay, you are playing this character. This character is a winner. This character would not lose. And in the very last moment, the head went down and everything collapsed. And for me, I was like, no, it doesn't make sense. We got to fix that. Simple fix. All it takes in that ending pose is to be here, not here. So it's just what is our body language telling? What story is our body telling? And one of the things that is important is that ending pose. Now, of course, you can't just get scored on your ending pose, but the purpose of how to train like a winner is you need to work in reverse. You need to know where the story is going, or else you're just going to be lost out in la la land doing steps and kicks and pas de bourrées and whatever for no motivation, for no reason. So, moving in reverse, winners finish strong. Second, they feel the story. Okay, so you have to bring in the emotions when you are working your solo. So I love this. And this is what we were talking about in the beginning. Winners don't fake it, they live it. So winners don't walk out on stage and just act. They live it in all aspects of their life. When you are backstage, are you huddling in a corner, nervous and stressed and like showing all the insecurities? Or are you already encompassing this strength, motivation, confidence, this ability to be brave, to be a winner, to be the winner, right? How are you allowing yourself to be perceived in the backstage area? I'll tell you, when I'm walking around the competition and I see students backstage, I can already see who's going to be really, really strong on stage. So if you allow yourself backstage to be this winner, then you are more likely to bring that attitude out on the stage. But if you're backstage like this, okay, I'm on in 2 numbers, and you're acting insecure and scared, then yes, then you are going to be insecure and scared. It's just part of it, right? We have to embody this winner attitude in all areas of life. Not saying that we need to be cocky, rude, and acting better than everybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to create the confidence from within. You have to put yourself in situations where you can see yourself as the winner. Yes. So finally, what was that? That you need to own your entrance. You need to feel the story, and then finally finish strong. I do go into detail more on how to feel the story. I'll be talking more about that in next week's episode, number 50, where I'm laying out the whole FAME method. And there is a quiz you can take where I tell you exactly what your expression should be for your solo. Add these 3 ingredients, then taste the full FAME method next week in episode 50. So step 1 is stir it in. Toss in a walk that says, I'm here, you've arrived. So take 5 steps. How's it simmering? Write down how it feels over here in your box. What's your flavor? Look in the mirror and what's your face adding to this mix, adding to the walk on stage? Is it supporting what your body is doing, or is it completely disconnected and doesn't really make sense? So write that in the box as well, right next to seasoned face. We're going to go on to step 2. Stir it in. Pour in your song's soul. Pick 1 lyric. That's it. Pick 1 lyric from your song. It can be short. It can be long. Try not to get more than a sentence. 1 lyric. What's the spice on a scale of 1 to 5? So if you're thinking spiciness, chili pepper being 1, very mild, and 5 chili peppers being as spicy as can be, what is a facial expression to match that 1 lyric in your song? And I included some chili peppers on here. You can just color it in if it's more than 1. If it's 1, you can just circle the 1. Okay, so what is your spice just for that 1 lyric? Not the whole song, because we have to have ebb and flow, arcs, and highs and lows of your personality. And we're just isolating some small sections here. And then finally, try that facial expression in the mirror and then circle which one it is. Is it too bland? Does it need a little bit more spice? And adjust it and write your perfect blend down. Step 3, stir it in. Drop in a bold ending. Think big flavor. What's that ending pose? We talked a lot about this. What did you win? Did you lose? Or did something else happen? I think in most scenarios, it's like one, you either win or lose, but I can't say that's true for everything. Hit your ending pose. What is that? Hold it for 5 seconds. Make sure it really fits exactly what you wrote down. I won, I lost, and then add the facial expression to it. Because if you hit something really strong and your face is a dead face, then it is so disconnected. It's not cohesive and it's confusing for your audience. Don't confuse your audience. Also, it's going to be confusing for you too as you're learning. Finally, step 4, taste your sauce. What's bubbling up? Are you feeling bolder, more alive? Write your secret sauce vibe. So what's your vibe? You can just fill that in the box to explain how you are now feeling, how it makes you feel. If your answer is insecure, I want you to make a different choice. Okay, this isn't to fuel our negativity. This is to be bigger than the negativity and be brave. So what vibe should you be feeling? Can you encourage yourself to start to feel bigger and more for that lyric in the show? Okay, that for that lyric in your song, in your performance. That is today's episode about how to perform like a winner. First of all, you have to embody it backstage. You have to embody it in your entrance, and you have to nail the ending. Working in reverse, give that song a story. Even if you don't specifically have a story to tell, you still have a climax, highs, lows of what you want your audience to be feeling, what you want us to connect with and engage with you as a dancer, as a student, and as a performer. Thank you so much for joining me today on Dance Colleges and Careers. Finally, if you didn't yet, go grab your worksheet at BrittanyNoltemeyer.com/49 so that you can figure out what your secret sauce is in your solo. I can't wait to see you for next week's episode. Same place, same time next week for our 50th episode where I'll be unveiling the FAME method and how you can apply it to your solo. I'll see you next week.